The legal fight over NBA rookie Zion Williamson's endorsement potential now includes an allegation that his family received $400,000 from a marketing agency before his loan season for Duke. Prime Sports Marketing and Company President Gina Ford filed a lawsuit last summer in a Florida state court accusing Williamson and the agency now representing him of breach of contract. That came a week after Williamson filed his own lawsuit in a North Carolina federal court to terminate a 5-year contract with Prime Sports after moving to Creative Artist Agency LLC. Joining us now from Charlotte, North Carolina to talk more is Roger Green. Roger, this is something that's been going on since last year, but they have some court filings that have happened on Thursday in North Carolina where the attorneys have submitted a sworn affidavit. Give us some details on that.
Well, Nietzsche, as you mentioned, this is something that has been an ongoing saga. It is something that Zion Williamson's camp has yet to be convicted or found wrong in any aspect of it. So I'm not sure if Ms. Ford is just kind of throwing it against the wall to see if it will stick. But in this particular instance, they're again asserting that $400,000 was given to Zion and his family prior to him becoming a professional. And these loans are trying to be recouped by Ms. Ford and her agency. But Zion's camp is saying that the affidavits and the information that they're providing in the lawsuit are fraudulent. It should be pointed out that the driver's license, the copy of his driver's license that was produced with this affidavit shows his height as his weight and his weight as his height. So his attorneys are saying these are fraudulent documents. We didn't sign anything. We didn't provide this fake ID. We're not complicit in any of this wrongdoing. So that's where we are so far.
Yeah, his height being listed at 284 would certainly be inaccurate. Williamson's attorney, Jeffrey Klein, is saying that the documents were fraudulent. They are alleging that the agreements and the driver's license attached to these, as you mentioned, are fraudulent, and that neither Mr. Williamson nor his family know these individuals nor had any dealings with them. This is going to be very interesting, Roger, to see how it pans out and what this looks like for arrangements like this in sports going forward.
Yeah, I think it speaks to the overhaul that I think is necessary within the NCAA, because I think in the court of public opinion, most people could care less if a student athlete received money prior to going to the NBA. The NCAA is a very convoluted institution where I think the general public really has very little empathy for the institution, but more empathy on the student athlete that is getting monetized and capitalized off of, often without getting any compensation for their likeness outside of, a college education.
And there have been conversations, Roger, this year in 2020 about some changes being made to the process of what athletes can receive as far as endorsements or monies or things of that nature when they are in this capacity as pro athletes. And so do you foresee that changing? Give me your final thoughts here. Do you see that changing?
It's a very, very slow trickling change. As an institution, if I'm used to making billions upon someone, free labor, which sounds very familiar in this country, I'm not so willing to give away that money and to, share the wealth, so to speak. So I think it's very slow trickling, and I don't see it happening fast or dynamic at all.
Certainly hoping that these parties can all come to an agreement. Roger, thank you so much for joining us today.
It's always a pleasure talking with you.